Henry. Now I request our speaker, Mr. Tarun Arora, CEO, IG International, to address the gathering on the topic, Avocado, a wonderful crop, a market with future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and it's very, very overwhelming for me to come here and see this kind of excitement among the growers on avocados. So, when I was told about this event, I really did not expect that there will be so much of excitement around this crop. We are one of the early adopters of avocados, and I'm an agri-tech investor, so I'll not go too much deep into what I do, how I do, but in a very little way we sell produce and we sell 150,000 tons. But avocado is very, very key for us. It's an upcoming category for us. And we are already seeing dynamic changes in the consumer behavior in the market on avocados in India. So, as we all know, India is 1.4 billion people, there's wealth coming in, there's Gen Z which has started to buy. The overall behavior and how they buy is very, very different what it used to be in the past. So, now we have to understand and move forward with the same pace of change that is happening from the market side. And this is backward linkage that we are talking about now to the forward linkage. So the demand is there, and that's what I am here to talk about. So quickly what I will do is I'll first tell you about IG. IG is a 50-year-old company. It was started by my father, and today it's one of the largest producers and also sellers of fresh produce in the country. We currently around $193 million, and we handle close to 120,000 tons of fresh produce. We've run the largest distribution networks, close to 27 business units, 28 business units across 21 locations in India. We're also very large in our logistics, so we've got 180 reefer trucks, we've got 200 reefer containers, which are now expanding to 500 reefer containers. We're also one of the biggest cold chain companies in India. We've got 16 cold chain facilities and 2 terminals. One terminal in Nava Shiva at the port and another terminal coming up in Bangalore in next 1 month. This is basically where we import from. So we import from more than 23 countries, more than 36 varieties and different product categories. But from the large fragmentation part, 4 large categories that we import are apples, kiwi fruit, citrus and pears. But now there is a large focus coming on avocados because it's been dynamically growing, which I will talk a little later in my presentation. Again, as I mentioned, I am also an investor, so I have invested in more than 27 agri-tech startups, out of which one of the startups was planting the first blueberries in India. So now that project is second largest project on berry production in Asia. So we currently have more than 800 acres of berries grown in that project. Likewise, I've done multiple other projects, be it apples, be it pears, be it kiwi fruit, and now avocados. So basically, the reason that I see this very closely, that why avocado consumption in India and worldwide will grow, is very, very important, that the per capita increase that we are seeing. From berries, when I started planting the first plant, and we were producing really fast, and we did not know if the consumer will match up to the same scale or not. So I did 3 tons, then I did 120 tons, I did 350 tons this year, I'm doing 1,000 tons, next year 2,500 tons and then 10,000 tons. So you can see the scale. But at the same time, you will be surprised that just the Indian market alone is able to catch up to the increasing trend on the produce that we are doing. And likewise I see avocados, because with the awareness growing, everybody wants to eat healthy, everybody wants to eat good. And growing here, there is a strong arbitrage, because then you don't pay extra tariffs coming from outside, you don't pay extra logistics, you're able to grow and then just sell it here. So it's a very, very beautiful opportunity for all of us to be here, to be early adopters of this crop and to make it happen. And I'll be honest, I mean, we all are new, okay, I do understand, but then more time that we think we will be late. Because if we think another 5 years, and by another 5 years somebody would have already clinched onto the opportunity and would already be growing. So I always firmly believe that one has to be impulsive in this way. Once you feel there are enough indicators that we've done our research, then it's best off to just jump into it and then take care of it from the agronomy. From the climate perspective, this is beautiful. So it will grow. This is very, very important chart that I was starting, and I was surprised myself. I mean, in 2021, this category was just 1,000 tons. By 2025, we are expecting it to be 10,000, and I'll show you a slide. Already it has, touched 5,000 tons. So I'll show you that slide in the next. But by 2030, I expect it to be 25,000 tons. Looking at the current young orchards, by this time we need to be at least 2,000 hectares planted. And that must go in now in next 2 years. Now, when you're looking at 2,000 hectares, it's 5,000 acres of production. I mean, I know that today we are more than 350 participants, which means today I would need a pledge from all of you that all of you must pledge that each one of us must do another 10 hectares or 15 hectares of production, and that's where then we can accomplish of the market demand that we are currently seeing. So, this is a very, very important slide, for countries that are currently coming into India. So when you look at the total value of current cargo coming in, it's around $12.5 million. 5,000 ton is already in the last 5 years that we have seen, and Tanzania being one of the most important exporter. Right? Tanzania was nowhere. It was just right after the free trade agreement was signed that we've seen Tanzania to come in. And most of the production in Tanzania that is currently happening is currently around 15 to 20,000 tons, but which is currently being exported. But India has already taken up quite a large of the production that is happening in Tanzania. Another important is Australia, which has just signed an FTA. So we've reduced our duties for Australia at 17%, and they've also started to come into India. But again, Tanzania with 0% duty is a beautiful opportunity for importation. Again, we should not see imported fresh produce as a category that we will be competing in the future. The important thing is broadening the category. Now, broadening the category will happen once we are able to supply this production from both the imported side and the Indian side that we are growing to the consumers in India, because that will broaden the category. Today, there is not enough avocados. This year, during the period when you see there is lower incomings, when you look at November, December, the prices for avocados were trading at 600 rupees to 800 rupees a kilogram, right? But then what that does is that's beautiful opportunity for people who are able to bring avocados in during this time. However, it is very difficult for consumer to understand such vulnerability in the product. Because if I'm a consumer and I want to eat avocados in November and December and I cannot convince myself why should I pay 600 rupees, 800 rupees. And this is a beautiful opportunity for the Indian farmers to grow, because you will be coming when there is not enough avocado coming from southern hemisphere into India, because Tanzania comes in southern hemisphere. So it's counter seasonal. So you can grow here and you can be when there is not enough supply, and you can then take the best opportunity forward to fetch the best value of it. So what we bring on the table, I mean, there are more than 200 plants that we can do, so that is super high density, but right now we can stick to 200 plants because it's early for us to kind of, we can also bring on table the expertise of our technical team. I mean, we have a very, very strong team and a very, very strong research. We've been doing this for the last 3 years, and mostly what we have done till now is only research, because we don't want to offer anything which is not viable for the consumer here. We can absolutely give you, more training and take you forward to wherever you want to go. I mean, we have access to all the companies around the world which are growing avocados. If you want to do field visits, if you are still not convinced, you want to come with us and see something, we are more than happy to organize with the chambers of industries any such delegation that you would want to be a part of anywhere in the world. Absolutely, there is genetics, which is very, very critical, and we've understood that. I have personally understood that from berries. So genetics play a very, very pivotal role. From that research, we are making sure the adaptations of the varieties that we are doing for the Indian climate and the soil profile that we have here, we are making sure that we are able to bring the best genetics forward to you. But again, you have to understand risk and reward. It's new for all of us, and we're doing it for the first time. We are certain of the production, but to become the best farmer in the world, which is producing 60 to 80 tons a hectare, we still need more and more and more research. So that is where we need more data and more farmers to come with us and see. But I'm pretty sure even at 10-20 tons an acre, currently we can absolutely achieve from the research program that we've been running. The financial outlook is incredibly strong. I mean, I absolutely showed you that there is 25,000 ton opportunity until 2030, and for which India must plant today 2,000 hectares going into next 2 years. But overall, it is very, very important that you understand the entire supply chain of avocados. Everybody is making money. So I am making money when I am distributing the fruits. The logistics guy is making money when he's logistically, because the arbitrage is so big, because the ticket size of selling an avocado is more than 100 rupees, right? So I don't see that 100 rupees coming down in the next 10 years, even though we have an oversupply situation, because I will see trend picking up with the decreased pricing, more demand picking up, because there's more demand which is aspiring. So when I talk about aspiring, there are people who want to consume avocados, not able to consume avocados today. It's 250 rupees. But if you are able to grow that in India to the size that we are talking about, there is absolutely strong demand which will come at a ticket size of 100 to 150 rupees also. And I see that the demand will outpace the supply in any way forward. So I see strong stability from avocado as a product. So again, I mean, we are here to openly share our knowledge and experience we carry. I'm very, very happy to be here. So I'm, in the session ahead, I'm open for any technical questions that you have. Thank you. We've actually understood the 100 feet level, how to grow, whether it can grow, it cannot grow, all of that. We've understood the 1000 feet, that geographies are these. We've understood that, we've done the research, what is the planting material, all of that. Now I want to bring all of you to 10,000 feet, right, for which you've come here, that to understand economics, how it will work, what will work. What is the total production? What is the total revenue that we can get? Which year can we get production? So in quick 5 minutes, because I know we've been sitting here long. So per acre, because I understand India understands acre then hectares. So per acre I'll come to. Per acre you can grow up to 10 to 15 tons. Can be your productivity from year 3 until year 6. It should hit that mark, 10 to 15 tons per acre if you are a good farmer. Right? So between that 10 to 15 tons, when I earlier had come, I personally feel that the market today, because I'm not talking about today because it's only a 5 to 10,000 ton market. Let's talk about tomorrow. So today, the average price coming back, X farm is expected between 200 to 300 rupees. But let's not take that number because that is 2024 number. Let's take 2026, 2027 number. I expect it to settle down between 150 to 200 rupees on an average for 12 months. Right? Now, basic maths, 10 to 15 tons and that number back to the farm at 150. You're basically looking at somewhere between, if you're a good farmer, you could probably get anywhere between 22 lakhs to 30 lakhs rupees between that X farm, taking away all the expenses. If you're a bad farmer and you're only getting 8 to 10 tons, then probably you will be looking between 12 to 18 lakh rupees earnings from this project. Right? Now this is on the revenue side of the total economics. Now let's talk about what is the investment that we are currently looking at per acre. Right? So there are 200 plants that you can plant per acre if you don't go super high density. There are other dwarfing varieties of rootstocks and cultivar that you can go if you want quick production. But that we'll talk about later. But let's say 200 plants. So currently the plant cost is high in India because still it's in early stage and the nurseries have not rescaled. So currently it's anywhere between 1200 rupees to 1800 rupees if you buy from an authentic source. There are a lot of other seedling plants which are available, so that I don't want to talk about. So 200 plants, that is what you'll have to invest from the planting side. The total project that you consider, 40 to 50% of the cost is going into plantation. And then the rest is, you have fencing, you have irrigation, you have land development as it was shown that you have to do high raised beds and all of that. So again, my sincere advice to you, if you're a good mango farmer, then you understand this crop very well. In the beginning, right, it's very important for you to go for automation and all of that, but don't make it very high capex in the beginning when you're doing a trial, right? So you can even use eventually, which will do the same system. Yes, you have to work a little harder on the farm, which is fine, right? But yeah, once you probably reach a scale of 20, 30, 40, and then you have to automate, please automate and do capex when you've understood the project yourself and you have capacity to deploy more, right? So basically, a standard project can anywhere be delivered between 5 to 6 lakhs per acre today. And the key reason for that is, if you are from dragon fruit, you have to use a lot of trellising. In this, there is almost negligible trellising. Only at the young stage you have to support the tree. Right? Now this is very basic 10,000 feet level. I have given you capex in the beginning. I have given you the revenue that you can make over 5 years, and I have given you the total profit that you can make from the overall project. So yeah, so I thought I would just put some light on it, and we can start with Q&A now. So thank you.